What if your passion for travel could change lives? Today, I sit down with Tonja, the heart behind Traveling with a Purpose, also known as TAP. Her nonprofit is transforming communities, and in this video, you'll discover how you can be a part of the movement. I am so excited to introduce you to my friend Tonja, the founder of Traveling with a Purpose, also known as TAP. This inspiring nonprofit combines the joy of travel with the power of giving back. In our conversation, Tonja shares her journey, the impact TAP is having on communities, and how you can get involved. Whether you're looking for a meaningful way to travel or simply looking for inspiration, this is a conversation you are not going to want to miss.
Two of my children are adopted from Jamaica, and I knew that I always wanted to adopt. And we were some adult chaperones on a service trip to Jamaica in 2008. And then we did end up adopting from Jamaica, brought home our kids in 2011, 2012. And then I started leading service trips occasionally during those years and took a break for a while. And then I had like two or three friends reach out to me in 2018 and said, "Hey, when are you going to lead another service trip to Jamaica?" So I started planning one in 2018 and put it out into the universe. And I had 40 people want to go with me in 2019, which is a lot. So I did two trips back to back. I was in Jamaica for 3 weeks with my husband, and those 40 people then said to us, okay, so now what? How are we going to support these people once we come back to the US? And I said, well, I led you on this trip. Can't you just check it off your bucket list and move on with life? But because I'd looked into starting a nonprofit, it's expensive. It's super time consuming. When we filed, our paperwork was this thick. That's how much paperwork the government requested. But these people said, we will help. We'll be your board members. We'll help support financially to get this going. And they did. So we got our nonprofit status, our 501c3 status in 2020. And we lead trips, usually one or two a year. Right now, we're only leading them in Jamaica and supporting the same three places. Two of them are children's homes, otherwise known as orphanages, and the other is an autism center there. So that's how TAP came to be, because of my kids that I adopted from Jamaica, basically.
So, what exactly is TAP then? What do you guys do when you go on your service trips?
Sure. So we bring people with us and want to leverage their skill sets and match them with the needs of our partners in Jamaica. So a lot of like mission trips and stuff, it's predetermined what you're going to do. Everybody does the same thing. Here's a paintbrush, here's a paintbrush, here's a paintbrush, here's a paintbrush. We're painting this building or fence or whatever. We're a little bit different. I'm not saying you're not going to paint, because we very well paint, but we also want to, like I said, leverage those skill sets. So if you are let's say you are a teacher or a homeschool parent, we want to utilize those skills. Maybe you sew, maybe you're proficient in QuickBooks, maybe you're handy with construction, maybe you are an IT person, maybe you're a medical trained person, maybe you're an occupational therapist or speech and language. It doesn't matter what your skill sets, hobbies, training, career path was. There's something there that we want to use that expertise and match it to our partners in Jamaica. A couple other things that I think make us a little bit different than a lot of other service industry or service organizations is we are secular in nature. Jamaica is, and our partners are Christian, so we let our folks know that we won't lead anything, but if you personally want to, you certainly can. But we are secular in nature. We provide training in advance for all of our team members. So we do cultural training. We do some training on the children that we work with because that might be new to you. So we do training around trauma, sensory processing disorder, and reactive attachment disorder. We do training on international travel because some of our team members are not well traveled internationally, or this might be their first time leaving the country. And then we do just some other trainings along the way as well. So that's 7 weeks of training. And then you also get to know your team members really well. So, and then it's also a cultural exchange. So when we go there, we're not only giving, but we're also receiving. And so we want an opportunity to learn things from the kids and the staff, but also we explore different areas of the island as well. And we have one day that we are our tourists and spend our tourism dollars supporting the local economy as well.
You said that there is 7 weeks of training
Mhm.
before you guys go on your trips.
Yep.
Is this all done in person? Is it done online? Would I have to find a way
Yep.
to get there for the 7 weeks training?
Yep. So the training is about an hour and a half once a week, and we meet via Zoom. Our team members are from all over, mostly across the U.S. We've had a few that have been international as well. And so that's how we do the training is online.
Okay. And you got one coming up here in the
Yep.
near future. When is your next trip that you are going to be
Yep.
taking?
Yep. So we are starting we've opened our registration for our trip in January. So it's January 13th to the 20th, 13th. Yeah, 20th. Make sure that was 8 days. Uh, our registration, our early bird registration is from now until September 15th. The deadline to register is November 1st. We do have some scholarships available as well if people are interested. Our scholarships are open to those who this would be their first time attending a trip with us, and it's up to $1,000. And they can visit our website. It's a very short application process, and then there is an interview as well. And that is due October 1st for the scholarship applications.
Your scholarship program, is there a certain number that you give out for scholarships?
So we have three scholarships available up to $1,000.
Who do you work with when you go through?
Yeah.
Uh,
So we have three partners in Jamaica. One is Melody House. That is a home for teenage girls. The other, so that's where my daughter lived. The other home is called Robin's Nest Children's Home. That is where my son lived. And then our other partner is the Autism Center. It's the only autism center on the north side of the island. And so we have partnered with them as well, and they have it's a school for kids that are on the spectrum. So those are our three main partners that we have there that we work with on an ongoing basis. So we really feel like supporting somebody long term is better than skipping around and supporting different people a little bit, and somebody different each time. We're really focused on building that relationship with our partners.
do you have an age limit for people who can volunteer?
Yes. So we won't take anybody younger than 13. Teenagers can come with a relative. We've had parents come, with their teenagers. We had a couple of aunties came with their nephew. But and it's not a great fit for every teen or every adult for that matter. So I love to visit with people and chat with them just to make sure that they have a really good understanding of what the commitment is, what the experience is, what it's like, what to expect, the food, the lodging, the weather, our tasks, all of that. So I do love to chat with people in advance to make sure that it is a good fit, especially for those who are considering bringing their teenagers. So the early bird pricing is $1,275. And what is included in that is all of your ground transportation, your lodging, all of your food, your excursions, and all of the tips. So when you land, we will be there to greet you as soon as you walk out of the airport. We're there to greet you, and all of those things are covered. What is not covered is your travel medical insurance. If you want to purchase an alcoholic beverage when you go out to eat or something like that, you're on your own for that. Um, and then if you, of course, any souvenirs that you might want to buy, that you're on your own as well. And then your airfare, because everybody flies in from somewhere different, I do not make any of those arrangements or include that price because it's going to be different based on where you live and where you're flying in from. But that 8-day trip, all those other things are included. This trip, we are staying at Diamond Villa. So that is a something. It's on Airbnb. It has 12 rooms. You may have to share a room with somebody, but we will keep family units together, keep women together, keep men together if there's some, solo people not as a family unit, and no more than 3 people per room. And each room then has its own bathroom, and those rooms are air conditioned. We eat family style breakfast and some of our dinners at Diamond Villa, and the food is absolutely phenomenal. She's our host. She's a great cook, and you get an opportunity to taste a lot of different Jamaican cuisine. And then we have our excursions. This trip, we are going to be going to a plantation and touring plantation. It's called Rose Hall and Cinnamon House. That Cinnamon House is where Junie and John Cash used to live when they were in Jamaica. And then we always take the kids on a field trip. So we're taking the girls from Melody House, the teenage girls, on a field trip to another part of the island. So you'll get to see Ocho Rios. And we are going to hike up these waterfalls starting at the ocean, and you hike up these falls. It is so fun. The kids love it. So we're excited to do that. And then we'll also have a beach day. That'll be our day off, is the beach day and the visiting the plantation. So those are going to be the fun things that we're doing. One day we do it with the kids, a different day we do just with it's our day off just to relax and rejuvenate before we go back to our partners and do some more work.
Where am I flying into exactly? Where
Yep.
would I fly
Mhm.
into? And then what can I expect from each day for all 8 days?
Yep. So you'll be flying into Montego Bay, which is that's the airport on the island that's most common for tourism. And our days, we get up, we usually have breakfast probably around 7:45, 8 o'clock. Get all packed up for the day. We pack our lunches. We do peanut butter jelly, granola bars, fruit snacks and nuts and that kind of a thing for lunch, and water. And then we drive to one of the locations. Sometimes our group splits into two. We spend the day there doing our tasks that we're doing for that day. It could be putting away supplies. It could be somebody might be working on the computers and putting updates on the computers. We might be working with the kids that are home that day from school. Some of the kids might be not enrolled in school, so we might be doing some of those things. We might be doing some fix-it maintenance things. We might be doing some staff training, and then leaving there in the late afternoon, either having dinner out to eat or at our lodging. And then the evening we have a team meeting, and then have some free time to call home, relax, swim in the swimming pool, things like that.
That sounds fun. So how many volunteers do you take? I know you said your first trip you took 40. Is that a pretty typical number? Do you cap it off?
So I do cap it off. That was 2 teams back to back. One was about 23, one was 17. I love teams that are, last year's team was 18. That was a bigger team for us. I love teams of like 8 to 12. But I will take up to 20 people for any team that we have.
So if somebody wants to get on your list of volunteers, they should probably sign up right away because it could be full.
It could. Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. And where can they sign up then?
Yep. So if they go to travelingwithapurpose.org, that is our website. We are also on Instagram and Facebook, Traveling with a Purpose. And there you can look to see how to reach us and how to register for our trips.
And I'll make sure to have all of those links in the bio. So if anybody is interested, check out the description to this video and you'll be able to sign up. If they cannot volunteer physically for this trip, is there a way that they can donate?
Absolutely. So if you go to our website, you can subscribe to our email list. We send out maybe 10 to 12 emails a year, and we always put out the supplies that we need for that next trip. And people can go to Amazon and then purchase the items on the wish list that we get from our partners and support us in that way, or give a cash donation as well. And you can do that on the website as well.
I did have one question from a friend. I was telling her all about your
Yeah.
nonprofit, and her question was, and I know you kind of brought it up a little bit, but how do you really get started in a nonprofit? I know you said the paperwork was about this thick. So,
Yes. Yes. So the government has a specific paperwork that you need to fill out. You need to prove several different things. And then we ended up getting an attorney who helped us with some of that because some of it was just such a deep dive that it was easier to outsource it and have an attorney do some of it. So we hired an attorney to do some of it, but it's there's very specific things that you need to fill out with the government as far as your nonprofit status. And so you just have to jump through those hoops and then wait until you get approved or not, or they ask for more information.
does that take quite a bit of time to get approved?
Um, it took us from the time we started the process to the time we got approved was about a year.
And once you're approved, then you can do these trips. You do them yearly, correct?
We do one or two a year. Yep, we do
Okay.
one or two a year. This year we did not do a summer trip. So that's why our next one is in January.
Do you always go to Jamaica, or is there any other places that you venture to as well?
Yep. So right now Jamaica is our only location, but we are open to other locations and visiting with people. If there's somebody who wants to champion a spot, somewhere in the world that they're really passionate about, then we certainly would explore that and add that as a possible second location.
So if somebody's interested in potentially having you come into another area, they can contact you through either your website.
Reach out through us through social media, and we want to work with an established nonprofit on the ground. So there has to be some entity on the ground in that location that we could partner with, instead of because it's just too difficult to go in without um, having already an entity that is there and knows the local culture and what's happening, and providing, we would just be bringing the people and their skill sets, right, to plug in and work with somebody that's already there.
Anything else you'd like to share with us?
We look forward to expanding the number of team members we have this year. So if you're interested, reach out. Even if you just have questions, I'd be happy to chat with you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show and telling us all about your nonprofit. I'm looking forward to checking out your website and your Facebook and Instagram pages. And again, all of those links will be located in our description. So if you are interested in joining Tonja on her trip in January 13th through the 20th of 2026, be sure to contact her at travelingwithapurpose.org.
Yeah, thanks, Kayla.